our guests real quickly because we're only about close up on time here, but to join us and talking more about the Super Bowl as well, and even with just some moves with some teams, former NFL corner Mark McMillian is going to be joining us here on the program. All right, we got ourselves a rematch of Super Bowl 49 and Super Bowl 60. This is going to be interesting. So to see this game, what's going to be the outlook you're going to be looking for here up and into this matchup? Because I do think there is going to be some changes in narratives, but also the talented team versus the chess match.
I can't hear you.
Oh, hold up. Hold on one second. Oh, we got some technical difficulties. Hold on real quick. We'll check up on our audio real quick and back up. Can you hear me all right, Mark?
I can't hear you.
Okay, let me see. All right, I sent the link over. I sent the link over again to see if we can join it real fast. We're trying to get Mark McMillian back up and on here. We got some technical difficulties. See what's happening up from here. But yeah, that is interesting. I actually kind of am interested on that Todd Monken hire. That should be interesting. All right, Mark, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Awesome. All right, perfect. So anyway, this Super Bowl matchup, it's a rematch from Super Bowl 49, but it has different details of it this time around. What are you kind of outlooking from here? Because I feel like this one, you've got the talented team on one side with Mike McDonald, and you've got the ultimate chess-minded player in Mike Vrabel in New England. What are kind of some things you're going to be looking at in this Super Bowl?
Well, turnovers is going to be key in this game. And, you know, I know a lot of people don't put emphasis on special teams, but special teams is going to be cute, especially in a defensive battle like this. You got two great head coaches. You got an offensive-minded coach. You got a defensive-minded coach. Both teams play the game the way it should be played, hard-nosed, physical. They let them get after it. The one thing I like about the officials of late, they've been letting the defensive backs on the outside get physical and be aggressive. So that's going to be really key for both teams, especially with the Patriots, you know, because Seattle's got some really talented receivers. And I know we talk about the young fella, but you can't forget about Cooper Kupp in the slot area. And you have to be physical with Coop. If you give him any kind of space, as you saw what he did with the Rams, he's going to eat you alive.
Absolutely true. I will say, though, you know, because to me, Sam Darnold has been an absolute story. And to see Seattle take a chance at him, you know, coming from a draft class that included Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, what is really going to be the narrative about with him if he hoists the Super Bowl trophy and just prove a lot of the doubters wrong from all throughout his career and his journey path in the NFL?
Well, playing this game for a long time, you know, you can't worry about what people say in the stands or the front office. Obviously, you see what happened in Minnesota. They fired their front office staff for blaming the letting Darnold go. So he's been a guy that's been doubted his whole career. Obviously, being with the Jets, you know, he had a terrible team with the Jets, you know, and obviously when he goes to Minnesota, he shines because he's been put around some talented players and he's able to, you know, be successful. Then you put him in Seattle, where they have a really solid defense that he doesn't have to worry about winning the game on his own. And he could just go out there. He has a really good running game. He's got a good tight end. He's got a really solid offensive line. The defense gives him the ball back with short fields. So I'm pulling for Sam, man. He's a USC guy, Cali. I gotta represent for him, and hopefully he can host that trophy and just show, man, it doesn't matter where you're at. You know, just do the best that you can. And in this league, man, you're not going to be able to play for the same team that drafted you. And, you know, you got to be able to, you know, adapt to different systems, different cultures, different teammates, different styles of coaching. And he's done a great job of that, you know, wherever he's been from, you know, going back and forth from Carolina, then landed in Minnesota. And everybody's like, this is the number one guy that where everybody was expecting. Then he goes to Seattle. He replaces Geno Smith. And everybody's like, why did we get rid of Geno? Geno had a really good season. And now all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, we knew Sam Darnold was good. He was the number one overall pick. It's like, nah, don't try to jump on this jock step now.
So two teams last year that was in this that isn't in this year. They both had changes in offensive coordinators. So
Yeah.
the Eagles fired Kevin Patullo and said,
Hmm.
listen, we can't be like what we were in 23 because we all remembered how bad that cold streak was for them. And
Yeah,
for
we
Kansas
took too
City,
long. We took
yeah,
too long to fire him. We took too long to fire him in Philly. We should have fired him at the week 5.
right. And Kansas City, they're bringing back a familiar face in Eric Bieniemy. So watching those
Yes.
two teams, what's going to be the outlook of their offenses? Because we know they want to get back in. This year's been crazy, and there's been a lot of surprises this year.
Yeah, we don't know, with especially in Jalen's situation. He's had a different offensive coordinator since he's been at Alabama.
Yeah,
So you just never know what you're going to get with him. And I know a lot of people get down on him, but just imagine every year you're learning new terminology. You having somebody new in your ear, and he's still being successful. He's not the guy that's going to run around and run for 1,000 yards. He's going to be consistent. He's got weapons that he's able to use, but they didn't put him in position to win like they did
yeah,
a year before. And you take Eric Bieniemy, a hard-nosed coach, doesn't back down from anybody. But when he was with the Chiefs, everything was running smooth. Players bought into what he was teaching, and when they let him go, you saw the offense struggle, and they didn't have that tough mindset. And he goes to Chicago, and you see what their running backs were able to do during the season. They played tough, they ran the ball well, caught the ball out of the backfield, and they played with that mentality that Pacheco used to play with before the injuries, and that's something that the Chiefs have to address in the draft because his style of play. You look at Hunt, those guys are just not going to last. For the remainder of Patrick Mahomes' career.
So I see you with the Grillin McMillian merchandise right
Yeah,
up in there, and you
yeah,
actually spent some time in San Francisco in your playing
yes.
career. So I mentioned to people, I even mentioned to my earliest guest, Tyler Gates. I said
Hmm.
last time I was there, the only thing I knocked myself on was not trying Fisherman's Wharf amazing
Oh
seafood.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what's your go-to spot here that people need to know? Hey, you got to grab a bite from this place if you're here in San Francisco.
Well, so Fisherman's Wharf obviously is the tourist spot, but man, there's nothing like that good clam chowder in that sourdough bowl that's baked fresh right there. So I know I'm hitting up Fisherman Wharf when I get in town, and I'm just excited to be back with the taste of the NFL. That's probably one of the second highest tickets to the Super Bowl, but it's well worth it. You'll see Hall of Famers walk around their gold jackets. Some of the top Food Network chefs in the country. I'm partnered up with Chef Daryl Schuler, first African American master chef in the whole wide
Mm.
world. So we're going to be partnered up again. We did New Orleans last year. They really liked the concept that we did, and the food was great. We did a barbecue brisket beignet in New Orleans, which turned
Oh,
people's heads crazy. So this year in Frisco, we're going to, kind of play off the seafood aspect of it, and we're going to have a good time with it. And like I said, my time at Frisco was really good. Got a chance to play with Jerry, Steve Young, and Tim McDonald, and some really good guys. Jeff Garcia, Terrell Owens. So we had a really
mhm.
good, solid group of guys, and it's going to be pretty fun to see those guys this week.
Man, it's almost about to be 5 o'clock Mountain Time out here in Denver, and I'm already starving. But I will tell you, if anybody's got a sweet tooth, definitely check out the Ghirardelli's Chocolate Factory up over there. If you like some sweets, love some chocolates, I mean, I
Hmm.
love it already. That's why I wish I could be out there. But I got the birth of my first son 2 weeks ago, and so
Oh, congratulations!
thank you,
Congratulations!
thank you, man. So maybe next year, wherever the Super Bowl may
It's
be,
in California. It's in
yeah,
California.
there you go. Hey, let's tap in and let's get some good eating up and in there on our weekend media row.
Let's get it, man. I'm going to push hard for the taste of the NFL to bring me back. Obviously, I'm born and raised in California. So the Super Bowl is in California, well, LA or Inglewood, whatever you want to call it, inside the Rams or Chargers Stadium. But
Mhm.
I'm excited for the opportunity. But first, I want to just get this one kicked off in the Bay. Like I said, some really good teams that's going to be battling it out. Old school defensive football, and who knows? A football game may break out where points just go off the charts. You just never know how this game is going to go. But I do know one thing: both of those defensive teams are going to show up on Sunday.
And you know what? You were lucky enough to be playing under a legendary coach, Gene Stallings. And
Yep.
so, yeah, so defensive game, I expect it, but I do expect a lot of chess match type of schemes here from New England. So should be a fun one. Enjoy yourself, Mark. Appreciate you for coming on by in the program, and we'll definitely see you soon. And we'll see what next year's got us here up and in Inglewood, because I'm ready for that good grilling food there you got.
Hey man, you gotta come to Las Vegas, man. I'm the GM of the new indoor arena league, the Las Vegas Rockers. I'm sitting in the office right now with my head coach Hollywood. So April 18th at the Orleans Arena, we're kicking it off, man. The Las Vegas Rockers, come out and check us out, man. We get you on the sideline. I'll make sure you get a Grillin McMillian barbecue pulled pork sandwich too.
You know what? I'll take that, no, because you know what? That's my hometown. My hometown for my whole life and all 29 years, man. So, yeah, I'm going to take your word for it. I'll definitely come down to the Orleans. All righty, man. Take care of yourself and enjoy this week.
All right. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Yeah. What about it, man? It's amazing. Amazing food. That's what I'm saying. Anytime you ever get a chance, that's why I'm like, I think next